have idea. First of all, people are doing carpooling since ages, from very long time, offline, online. So what we have done, I'll show you. So these are the stats. Like from various articles, we came to know that what people think about this space, why carpooling will not work in India. In Bangalore only, in 2016, Traffic Police of Bangalore supported 4 carpooling startups. Ridler, Pool Circle, Alto, Reedy. These are the 4 startups here. And from the multinational names, I can say, Tripda. It's a German company. They had the carpooling operations in India. They shut down. Then BlaBlaCar, it's a global name. In 2017, they also shut down the operations. Wunder, it's a Australian German company. They have burnt a lot of money for the India market to capture this, but they also last year they also wind up. So what they have done, every company, every organization wanted to do the same thing. Carpooling, like you have the vehicle, just pull the people in it and do the ride. So when we came into the picture, we thought, yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. But it's not like that. Solutions were not there. People have tried a lot of solutions, so they were very apprehensive, like, okay, these things won't work. Then we have done the research. We were a very small team, KNM, me, Shobna, Vishal, we are the 4 co-founders of this product. So initially we researched a lot, like why people are not doing, what are the challenges. So then we categorize all the challenges into 5 categories. 1, culture change. It's a cultural change. Product, what kind of product it has to be. If it is a tech product, how robust that product can be. Liquidity means supply means right giver, and the demand is the right taker. So liquidity means these both the parties. How to make sure these liquidity has to be there. Then etiquette. When it comes to other people car, what kind of etiquette we have to follow, because people feel very it's very weird to behave very differently in other person car. Then the persistence, why we have written down, why we have listed down persistence here, because a lot of people have tried. I have shown you the example also. International players, national players, all have tried it, but they didn't succeed. So these were the challenges which we found, and we, I can say that we overcome it very to the very extent. For the cultural change, like in India, the car is not the car. It's like a goal of a person's life. So if I have the car, I have emotions attached to it. So if I bought a new car, there are chances I won't allow strangers to sit in my car. Then there are other attachment to my property. So these cultural changes we have researched a lot, and then we thought, okay, we have to subside this thing. It's your car, but what you are doing with that car? You are adding a vehicle to the road. You are adding CO2 in this entire ecosystem, and you are paying more. So the cultural change, we have done a lot of communication. Here I have just passed it 3, but we have done a lot of communication with lot of media, and a different type of thing. It's not like every time you have to give the marketing material to the newspaper, or you have to run the paid ads, or you have to create a TV ad. It can be very simple. It can be a shop boards, it can be a flyers, it can be a traffic signal side posters. So we have done a lot of communication like that, and we have done a lot of communication through the company side also. Like whichever company we tied up, we do the communication program with them. So when it comes to cultural change, we have done the effective communication. Communication, just note out of it, like communication is not like every time you have to pay a lot. There are a lot of communication media which you can leverage. Second thing was the product, because product earlier, all the products are you can schedule your ride. Like in the carpool, what happens? I want to go from point A to point B. I'll give my point A location, point B location, at what time I'm going, and I schedule my ride. What will happen after that? After that, usually interfaces said, okay, we have scheduled your ride. If we matches something to your ride, we'll let you know. That's how the thing ends. So what we have seen, we have to create a robust and multi-model product. Robust in the sense, like if you see this screen, what we have done, once user comes to this application, they open, we show the number of users are available in your vicinity. So this, if I am in the HSR layout, I open the application, I see, okay, oh, there are 10 people in my vicinity who are using this application. After scheduling my ride, after giving my point A to point B, might be I will not find the solution when I launch the product. That I meant to go the case. But if I know there are people in my vicinity, it gives me that trust. So that trust binds me to this product for little longer. And being a startup, you have to buy that time in every stage. So if users are using your application for 1 week, it means you are MVP. So this we have created for product side. We have created a very unique route matching algorithm. So you can, so point A to B, how much route percentage is matching with both the parties. I am a ride giver, I am giving the ride, and someone is a ride taker. How much route percentage is matching? It might not be full, from my home to my office. It might be I have to walk a bit in both the sides, but I can see this route is 96% match, and I have to walk this, and in the end I have to walk 8 minutes. So these kind of things gives the proper transparency to the system, and transparency brings the trust. The third thing in the product which we have done is the customization, because in carpooling we have researched, and then we came to know carpooling is a very day-to-day thing. Like if I'm going daily, definitely I'm going to the office now, it's not the time, but earlier daily I'm going to the office. So someday I'm working from home, someday I'm taking a different route, someday I'm not going. So people want that liberty to customize the application. It should not be like if I want to go, if I'm giving you the details from my A to B, I'm going daily. No, it's not like that. So we have given the tons of customization facility to the user, so they can fix their route, they can fix their ride partners, what is their minimum fare, if they want to allow the fare negotiation, and the route match window. We have given almost 30 customization features to the users, so then they feel more in hand the product. So that was from the product side. This is the very challenging part, which was the liquidity, like demand and supply. They have to be there at the same time. It won't work like, if from Noida sector 62, I have lot of ride givers, but if there are no ride takers, it won't work. So we need both the parties same time have to be there. So for the liquidity, because this is a marketplace, so for the liquidity, we have taken the B2B, B2C approach. So what we have done, we started with the companies. We went to the companies, show our benefit, and get the permission to set up the campaign. Campaign means our team would be there. They disseminate the information about the carpooling. So the benefit out of this activity is we get the demand and supply from the same sector. There are car owners also, and there are those people also who are traveling by cab, bus, and the public transport. So we get the users from the same location. If we are getting the users from the same location, carpooling happens, that ride happens, and that's the first ride user has to happen, then they'll buy this entire concept. So we have done the B2B, B2C campaign, and our target was we have to acquire 20% from that workforce. Like if there is a tech park, the tech park has 20,000 people. So we need at least 2,000 people to register there. So it's a good mix. Then only carpooling will happen. So every activity which we have done, it's metric oriented. Like everything you do, it's like a metric oriented. It won't be like I'm doing this, but what kind of results I'm getting. So that metric has to be there. So in B2B, we have created our 7-step process. Like every sales person, we are also one of them. Like they have to do the verification, they have to create their ride, they have to tell them how, what is the matches, how my ride, how the payment works, what kind of help they can get it from the quick ride, and in the end we'll say if you really like it, do the referral. So these are the 7-step process in our training module for every salesperson. So that gives us the liquidity for both the parties. Then the carpooling etiquette, it was another challenge. Like people are coming to the system, but they're churning out because of that. Like they say I scheduled for this time, but this guy didn't turn up, and some says like this guy didn't behave properly. So for that we have created this entire program, etiquette program. So now we have launched the etiquette certification. We have create the curated questions of the etiquette, how to behave in the car from both the parties. If you are a ride giver, what kind of points you should consider. If you are a ride taker, what kind of points you should consider. So after every ride, you can give the rating. So in the rating, if I say this guy, bangs the door, I didn't like, I'll submit it. So next time, if the ride taker opens the application, I will show the communication to them, what you have done and how to overcome this. So this is the kind of etiquette program which we have done, and it's a very extensive program. We have done it offline also, online also, and in every communication as well. We have created this program. It's one of the unique programs which we have launched, like no company has done so far in this vertical. The last thing was the persistence. Like I have already shown you, a lot of people have tried this, a lot of global players have tried it, but it didn't turn up. Because it needs persistence. It takes time. Today I downloaded the application. Today I created the ride. Might be I'll take the ride after 15 days, 17 days. So till that time, you have to be there in the game. We have tried from the initial 3 years was very, very tough. From that, when we started this operation, we were doing 45 rides per day. Then we reached to 1,05,000 rides per day. So to this gap, you can see that 34 months we got our Series A. Before that, it was all self-funded. After that, we got the Series B also. So if it's what we have learned, persistence. You have to be there. You have to be persistent with your effort. Then only things are moving. And when things moves, it moves fastly. But you have to be there till the time things moves. It won't be like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It depends vertical to vertical. In our vertical, what we have seen, it's a need of the hour, but people are not there to support it. So that's why we have done the persistence, and we have followed this principle very well till now. And like a lot of people asked us, like, how you survived through these 3 years. So first one, positive take rate, which is the business thing. If we are doing the business, it's like, we are providing this service. So it has to be in this business vertical. Business is, it's not like you are giving things for free. Like we don't believe in this one, like, free things. So positive take rate from very first ride, like from very first ride, we are taking the commission. If as a ride taker, I am paying 50 rupees to the ride giver, we are taking 6%, means 3 rupees from that ride, and transfer 47 rupees to the ride giver. So the business is like, you have to be positive. You should have your business plan. It should not be initially we'll give freebies, initially we'll give free things, initially we'll give a lot of cashbacks. Like, it doesn't work. For few companies, I can say it works, but when it comes to the profitability and business, it's not. Second, we have many hats. Any startup, like you all are students, budding entrepreneurs, I can say that. So you have to wear lot of hats. You have to play lot of roles. Like, it won't be like you're in the part, you have launched your startup and you are the founder, so you can't do this thing. You have to do each and everything. You can be an engineering guy, you can be a designer, and at the same time you can play active role in the sales. You can be a campaign manager. You have to go to the site. You have to be there to understand the user pain. So you have to play the multiple roles. Being a designer, I can say that I'm the only one who designed this entire application. We designed the web presence. We are still taking care of each and everything with one person. So you have to play multiple roles. It's not like you have launched your startup and you hire a lot of people. First, do it from the ground, understand each and everything, and then go step by step. Customer oriented, it's like it's one of the thing, like everybody should have that. You have to understand the users, you have to listen to them what they want, and then support it. Other thing is frugality. Frugality is very important, what we have learned so far, and it's still working for us, because as you can see, it's a COVID time. People are not going to office, rights are not right, numbers are not that high. So how we are still in the market? Because we have been very conscious about every rupee we spend. First thing, I told you about the business. It has to be business thing. Second, frugality. Frugality in every function, like how much things you are giving it to the customer, how much you are getting from the customer, what kind of advertising you are doing, how much fees you are paying, how many team member you have. Like, it won't be like you raise the investor round and then you spend more on the communication or in the media or in the every other activities or in the cashbacks. You have to be frugal. You should know, if you are spending every rupee, what kind of ROI you are getting. So being frugal is very important in every function. Then we have this innovating thing. We are asset light platform. We are not owning any assets. It's not our cars. It's like one guy asked, okay, how we are different from Ola and Uber. Like, they are asset heavy platform. You have to own the asset. So if you own the asset, everything else also comes into the picture. You have to maintain it. You have to properly do all the things, regularity checks in that. So we don't own anything. So it's like we are asset light platform. What we have to do is to push those guys to continue using this one. So that's how we have done. It's our value proposition. Definitely, when it comes to the carpooling, it's 1/6. There is no detours, like you do the carpooling. We are eco-friendly thing. It's a very good platform for the professionals. Like these kind of value proposition, you have to pitch to the customer at the right time. Like, if I am saying I'm an eco-friendly option, so eco-friendly, this word is good, but when it comes to understand from the simple terms what it means to me. So as a business, you have to tell your users what it means. Eco-friendly, like after every ride, we give this information to our users in this ride, how much CO2 they have saved. So it gives me that push. Oh, okay, I have saved this, I'll do it more. And we accumulate all their CO2, whatever, how many kgs, tons they have saved it, and give it in a report so that they can share it. So everything has to be a actionable thing. Eco-friendly option, but kind of eco-friendly thing you are giving. You are giving eco-friendly thing, of course, because you are saving because your solution is saving CO2. But how it relates to the user, that is very important. Networking with professionals, yes, it's a great platform for the networking. People are getting jobs out of it, and for the infrastructure and for the petrol cost, it's one of the best thing. Users really appreciated a lot from last few years, and this is our contribution to all our 9 cities. So far, we have reduced 90,000 tons from the CO2 side. We are a community of 4 million plus users, 30 million plus carpools we have done. So it's a great achievement. It's a great achievement. If I say 90,000 plus ton, if you convert it into trees, it will be more than 1,000. The innovative features which always we think about how to push it forward, the carpool, it's not the simple thing. So these are the innovative features from our side. Like we have launched the airport carpool thing, we have launched the relay carpool thing, and we have done the auto confirm. So these are the feature per se thing. We are into the different segments now. It's not in only to home to office, office to home. It can be if you're going to the airport, instead of paying 800, 900 from Noida and from Mohan Nagar to airport, it will be around 1600, 1700. So if it is a carpool, it will be 200 or 150. So those kind of verticals we have launched it so far. So this is actually yesterday I was discussing with my founder KNM also, like I'm going to interact with the students, and what do you want to say to them? So this is from the KNM side. He said patience, perseverance, and the continuous improvement is the success mantra. So he believes in that, and that's how we believe in it, and it's in our DNA. So you have to prepare for the long term. You have to be persistent. So that's how I just sum up this because I want you to ask as many as questions from the startup side and from the any of the domain. So I would be happy to answer it. So then you get some more practical thing from there.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, the very first question I'll be asking is that, sir, in this COVID time, we all know that people are extremely cautious, that they want a social distancing and all those of things. So things like the carpooling, how Quick Ride has overcome this challenge, and not only the challenge, how they are retaining like old customers, the retention of the people, how Quick Ride is amping up their game in this front, sir.
So in this, there are two things. One is how we are doing the retention. That retention is there from our previous experience, what we have given it to them, from the product wise, from the service side, from the support side. Then the COVID times. In the COVID times, we have also taken some measures like safety protocols, the limited number of sharing. Earlier, it was like you can share with 3-4 people, depends on the car, but now it's only one, as other people are also doing social distancing, all the other measures, mask, sanitizer. So all these things we are taking care of it. And if you see in our social media pages, people, whoever going to their offices, they are also sharing their seats, and it's one of the safest option I can say, because anyway, if your company is calling, you have to go to the office. So instead of taking cab where driver is stranger, or if it is a public transport where there are multiple strangers, so it's better to share a ride with a person who is more hygienically aware, I can say that. So that is the most safest option.
Thank you so much, sir. So, sir, one of the students from PGDM, Ronak Savaria, has put up a question. I'm reading out that. So, most of the people use Ola and Uber who visit the different places, and there they don't have any car. So, is the company is planning anything so that any person who is visiting the different place will get the ride?
So if you want to visit different places, it will be like a connected rides for us. So for us, it's like from Noida to CP, and then CP to Dwarka. So if you want to go from Noida to Dwarka, you are going from Noida to CP and then Dwarka. So for us, it will be a 2 rides. You have to create 2 rides with us, and then we'll provide the options. So from Ola and Uber, it's little different. Like in Ola, driver has to be there. They'll wait for you. But here it's not like that. You have to go with the another person.
Okay, sir. So, sir, another question asked by Shashank from PGDM. He's asking that what issue Quick Ride facing during this pandemic? The question that I have already asked. So,
So, simple answer is, first of all, work from home. We are facing this issue. It's an issue for us.
okay, sir. Sir, another question asked by Soumya from MBA is that how Quick Ride use social media platforms for the promotion also, and what are the few platforms you use?
Yeah, Lokesh also asked about it, like the social media thing. Uh, we are using social media platform. We are not denying that. The traditional one, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, we are using it. But when it comes to the marketing, you have to understand a bit from the organic side. Organic gives you that push, so your CAC will be very low. Your return of investment from that user will be very low if it is from the organic side. Here you do the impression side and then convert it. If you directly go for the very direct thing, which is the mobile app installs or the action oriented thing, you will get lot of frauds. Like you'll spend a lot of money. And as our first point was frugality. You have to save your money, so you have to understand it a bit, like when to go for the paid and when to go for the organic.
Sir, another question has been asked by Dipankar Dikshit from PGDM is that, sir, we as an Indian believe having and driving our own car is a matter of prestige. How would Quick Ride break through this mindset?
So Deepankar, it's under our cultural thing, and from our research, I'm telling you, it varies from city to city. City to city. Like in Bangalore, we tapped it. Why we are saying, like after a certain point of time, we are moving towards sharing economy. The sources are finite. It's not infinite. Like infrastructure is finite. We have petrol is also like that. So matter of prestige for some time it's fine, but after that we have to go for the greater goods. This environment, we have to take care of our environment. So how we are changing this mindset is, we are let our users aware about our environment first, infrastructure first. If you are going to the office and taking 1 hour in the traffic, it's huge. It's huge time actually you're burning up there. So it's better to take 30 minutes or 20 minutes and take 2 more people with you. So it improves your productivity also, it gives you money also, and at the same time your network is also good. So the outcome is better than your, I'm not saying prestige, it's like you can think about it when it says prestige.
Thank you, sir. Sir, another question has been asked by Sagar Seket Chatterjee from PGDM. What are your plans to scale up your operations and diversify your services?
Yes. So I believe we have already scaled up. We have already scaled up to the 9 cities. If we can replicate our model in the same way what we have done in Delhi NCR, it would be very good in other cities. So that's the scaling part. So scaling part is only to these cities only. Diversify, we are diversifying our services. Why and how? Because we have the 4 million community members. So we have built this community. So what we can provide to the community, like recently we have launched quick jobs. Like recently people have laid out from their different companies. So they are into this group, they are in the network. So what they can do, they can post their job wherever is available, and there are people who can refer them. So instead of going through a consultant, through a company, you can go through a referral. So that's one of the things, services from that side. Quick jobs we are doing it, quick share also we are planning it, and some services like insurance and all we have started, but we are still thinking, do we want to scale up or not.
Okay, sir. Sir, another question has been asked
Yeah,
by
yeah,
Alan.
I can read that, like it's easy to me.
Can we? Okay, sir. Yeah, yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah, you can ask a lot of questions then. So, what is the revenue model of Quick Ride? It's pretty simple. 6% from every ride. 6% commission we charge. If ride taker is paying 50 rupees, we are giving 47 to the ride giver. 3 rupees we are taking to sustain this model. Then Jitendra asked, these days companies go to influencer in order to promote their products, services, to reduce their promotion costs. In the case of Quick Ride, which kind of promotion is being planned and why? Companies are going to the influencer definitely, but it's not reducing their promotion cost. Like, it depends what kind of influencer you are talking about. Like, if it is a TikTok, then it's a different thing. When it comes to, you know, Abadil or some sort of thing which are related to your, you know, vertical, so it will be different. So we haven't thought about it because you know, it takes a lot of money to hire an influencer, especially what kind of person we are looking for. So what we thought, our users are ambassadors. So if you see, they have talked a lot about Quick Ride, and that's how we have gone so far. So influencer we haven't tried. We were we were doing it to a very small scale, but not to a very extent. Then you asked, in the case of Quick Ride, which kind of promotion is being planned? In Quick Ride, we usually believe in the social media, that too in the Twitter and LinkedIn. Because why I'm saying LinkedIn? Because it's a professional networking people. Our main target is the IT people. They are going daily office to home, home to office. So that's why we are targeting through the LinkedIn. So the promotion is usually post, sometimes it's videos also. But it costs less as comparison of TV ad. Of course, it costs less, but we are getting results from different channels. TV ad, it's huge. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the social media marketing, it's not related to TV and all. What we can do, you can create a normal animation, you can shoot a normal video, and then show it to different places. Like, instead of TV, if you can run it to the company's cafeteria TV, it will give you good results and the cost will be very, very low. So TV, it's fine as a medium, but not go for the broadcasting. Go for the places. It's better than direct broadcasting. Then Ronak asked, what are the current challenges that the organization is facing? The current challenge is, of course, COVID-19, and what we are doing right now, because we don't have enough ride, we are diversifying our services, which I already told, Quick Jobs, and we are making it more foolproof, this carpool system. We are coming up with lot of features like the map thing, the sharing part. We want to make it more robust. So that's what we are doing. So the challenge is the same, COVID-19. For that, we are diversifying our business. Then Soumya asked how you ensure the safety of customer during this pandemic when it comes to pooling. So safety is our utmost priority before COVID also. Like normal safety is, I'll divide it into two things. One is the normal safety. The normal safety is the verification. We verify the people through their mobile number, through their company email ID. Now we have the endorsement and the government ID also. So before taking any ride, you can ensure that this guy is genuine or not. Second, for the COVID-19, we have created the self-declaration thing. Then second, we have already given the communication. Third thing is we have set the limit of number of seats. Now you can't share your seats like 2, 3, it's only 1. So if there is any more questions from the design side or from the any digital marketing question also, like, you can ask.
Sir, very good evening. I want to ask that what security measures is Quick Ride following? Like, if anything mishappen done with any passenger or carpooling, what actions will taken by Quick Ride?
So anything happens, so it comes into different categories. First thing is, if it comes to under the safety, like if accident or if something happens, so there is an insurance. We have given the insurance. Second thing is, if it is from the user side only, then they can file the complaint, and we have all the details to provide each and everything. So those measures we have already taken. Then we have the emergency feature also, that SOS. So if you feel anything, you can just tap on it, and your concerned person will get the SMS continuously after every minute. Then we have other safety protocols also, because we are working with one of the top 7 companies in the IT giant. So we have that feature also. You have defined your route. If that car is deviate from that route, your concerned person will get the notification from the notification and from the SMS side, and then the call also.
Hello, very good evening, sir. Sir Rishabh this side.
Yeah.
Sir, to target the particular set of customers, which type of strategies or tools do you use to do the research? Means, how do you identify who are your targeted audience?
So like it's a basic question to start the business. Like, who are my customers? Like, I'll tell you like what the strategy is. We started this carpool. So when we say, okay, carpool, who will do carpool? Okay, whoever is going from point A to point B, they can use carpool. But to launch it, you should target it in a narrow, in a narrow side. What we have targeted B2B. We have targeted companies. Because why companies? If let us suppose if we campaign in the open roads, okay, you want to go here, there, come to Quick Ride and register it. That definitely didn't get us the results. So that's why we target companies. We gone to the Accenture campus. There we targeted all the Accenture employees. The network effect works. So how to target is, that's the basic thing which it should be clear before going to the market. But once you decide your customer base, after that also you should narrow it down. Don't go to all. Target one, then go one by one. So then then that network effect will also help you to reach further.
Sir, but what make you to target that? Because major giants do have their transporting system by themselves. They do have their employee bus, carpooling services, but still you penetrated that thing. So, means what type of idea did you had at the time? Means what made you do like this?
So the type of idea is because we wanted the liquidity. I shared in my presentation, we wanted the liquidity from the same place. In carpool, if you want to success your carpooling product, you want both the sides at the same time, right giver also and right taker also. And where I'll get both? Then we search where company, in a company platform, in company premises. So instead of company, if we go to the tech park, it will be more useful. So that's why we zeroed down to the tech part. So our market audience is all office goers. In that, our segment is IT people, manufacturing, pharma. IT people because they are going 9 to 5. So 9 to 5 they are going. Let's go to the company. Which company? They have the big base. Big base, okay. Accenture, IBM, they have the big base. So then we came to know, oh, instead of going to the company, let's go to the tech park, because in tech park there are a lot of companies. So that's how, that's the reason we go in that direction.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Rishabh, clear, or if there is anything I can explain?
No, sir, it's clear right now. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Then Jitendra asked, as we know, other players of the same league are also present in the market, have huge customer base. Here I'm talking about the competitors. So what makes Quick Ride different from others which can shift customer on your side? How would it cope up with the extreme competition? So earlier competition were there when it comes to the carpooling. I can't compare directly Ola and Uber to us. Of course, we are eating their market share, but they are not in the carpooling. We are in the carpooling. So they are not our competitors. Earlier, when we had the competitors, Where they were lacking product side. They haven't given the fully customization thing. They were cracking from the cultural side. They haven't taken any step to change the mindset of the users. They were not persistent. Like they have tried 2 months, 3 months, after that not. We have done, each company, we have done seven times campaign. After every 2 months, we again try to get the permission and again run the campaign. So that's how we got that market share. So how we cope up with the extreme competition, now in carpooling it's not there. Our competition was the mindset, and it's the mindset that we are doing through our communication and through our product.
I think there is no more questions. Oh, there is a last. Sir, can you see?
Sir, this is
Yeah,
Rishabh.
yeah, Rishabh, please.
Sir, how do you maintain your CRM?
CRM, like as a tool, it's a good thing, customer relationship management. But when it comes to a startup, if you want to be frugal, you can go from the Excel. But from the CRM side, right now we have started using CleverTap. We are doing that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So Soumya asked, are Quikrite preparing any special safety measure for women who are working night shift? Okay, so this query, we got it in 2017 from HCL. When we teamed up with HCL, like we want to partnership with HCL to prefer carpooling as an option, they said, what about the safety for women who are working in night shift? How we can do that? So the same thing happened. We have given the customized feature for them from HCL. Their staff, female, won't find a male ride giver. So that's the level of customization we have done. So that's what I have said in the product. Customization is very important as per the client said. And the same query we got it from the HCL admin, and we have done it. So for that, for ladies, from their own choice, they can go with only female partners. They know about which guy they are going. They can ride with only with their company employee. So that brings more safety compared to other strangers like cab and all. So Shivani asked, how do the company maintain data to use such data in future for marketing? Or I can say, I want to know more about e-customer relationship management. How we maintain the data, like for us, the data is secured. Like we can't use the data apart from the communication, which is about your account and offers. So that customer relationship management, it depends in our context how we are doing. We are creating this management thing uh, through the use of their ecometer, how much they have saved it from the money side and from the CO2 side. So apart from that, we are not doing very heavily on building that relationship management kind of thing.
I think, sir, we have came to the end of the session, and the questions keep flooding in the chat box as students are really excited. At the end, sir, as we are meeting in virtually, I will be presenting a virtual plaque to you in courtesy to ITS Ghaziabad, and we have two faculty members with us, Professor Lokesh Upredi and Miss Mansi Tomar. Both of our faculties are from ITE and operations, and on behalf of ITS and I will be presenting. Just give me a moment to share the screen, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, it's visible to me, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Answer now.
Thanks a lot, Naveen sir, and it will be my pleasure. And on behalf of ITS and my students and Mansi ma'am and our director ma'am, I would like to thank you for sparing the time to enlighten our students and throw some practical insights about this particular subject. And as you are seeing the students asking enormous questions about the business model and revenue model and social media and blah blah blah, because they have already studied these kind of things, and maybe they have already gone through a lot of case studies as well. But this is a kind of thing from the side of a marketer, from the side of the organization itself, that what are the practices they are actually following and generating money out of it. So maybe in other years to come, we would be finding many more entrepreneurs from our student side as well, whomsoever is attending the lecture. So thanks a lot, sir, for sparing the time. And it was nice talking to you, sir. And we will be mailing this plaque to you, sir, as a token of remembrance. And thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Lokesh. And it's pleasure to be there. And thanks for inviting me for this opportunity. I'm highly active on LinkedIn. If there is any question, you can ping me there.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So, sir, shall we?
Thank you so much, sir. So we have came to the end, and